Breaking news coming out today, February the 18th, 2025, is take a look at the latest headlines coming out on Social Security. Judge rejects 14 states' request for restraining order against Musk and Doge. Here is what to know, and it looks like Doge has been given the go-ahead by the judge to move forward and to infiltrate the Social Security Administration, try to bring to light all of the mismanagement and what Elon Musk is claiming the biggest fraud that we have ever seen in U.S. history that is unfolding with Social Security. Man, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below and take a look at the headlines. Social Security is Doge's new target. What you need to know. Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge, has set its sights on Social Security. Here's why you should not panic. Now, I'm going to be going through the details for you as this breaking news coming out as the judge. 14 states had come out and said, hey, we don't want Elon Musk and Doge infiltrating Social Security. Keep them out. Judge came out and said, nope, it's okay. He can go ahead and do it. He has permission to do so. Wow. So this is huge. We are seeing that this is going to be moving forward. Now, this comes as earlier today I shared with you. Take a look at this. Social Security warning issued over benefits interruption, as there are claims that there could be disruptions and potential payments going out. Now, a lot of people saying, how is this possible? What is going on with this? Well, this is because, take a look at this also coming out. The Social Security director has quit. Top Social Security official leaves after Musk's team seeks data access. She said that they got into a headbutt match, her and Elon Musk, and she said, fine, I'm quitting, I leave, and she left. The departure of the acting commissioner is the latest backlash to the Department of Government Efficiency efforts to access sensitive data. Elon Musk is saying, we want full access, do not deny us, we need to come in and clean up all of the mess and the corruption and all of this mismanagement that is taking place in the Social Security Administration. He said, we are here to ensure that there are good stewards of the funds that are supposed to go out to the millions of beneficiaries that have been paying into this their entire lives. This is not an entitlement program. Stop calling it that. We have paid taxes into this our entire lives, and now that we need it to be here for us, and we need those that are managing it to be good stewards of it. Elon Musk is saying, we are here to ensure that. There needs to be somebody that holds the Social Security Administration's feet to the fire and make sure that they are held accountable for what is going on, because they are saying that there is massive mismanagement where there are literally records of more people on Social Security than there are people alive in the United States. Why have they not had those accounts deleted? In addition to that, we're hearing that there are records of people that are 150 years old, 140 years old, 360 years old. There is one account, and Elon Musk is saying, we have had enough. Now, are you glad to see that this is happening? Are you glad to see that the judge has ruled in favor of Doge and Elon Musk? If you are happy, put a yes. If you are not, put a no. There are a lot of people that are saying they are not happy that this is unfolding, and we're seeing articles coming out like this. Take a look. Tens of millions of dead people. They aren't getting Social Security checks despite Trump and Musk's claims. They're saying that Trump and Musk are spreading misinformation, that there aren't millions of people that are receiving Social Security checks. But the concern is, and just to clarify, we are not saying that there has yet been proof of fraud, but they are saying there is proof of mismanagement of old accounts to the tunes of millions upon millions that exist. And also they're saying that there could be massive fraud taking place. He's saying there are multiple accounts, and not just you're collecting retirement or SSI and SSDI or multiple things on one account. He's saying there are some accounts where there is 50 different claims taking place. Now, I have no idea how that's possible. I'll get you more information as it comes out, but these are some of the claims that are starting to come out as Elon Musk is saying they are shining a light and exposing a lot of the stuff that is going on. So we're going to see. I will keep you guys up to date. But again, let me know in the comments, are you glad that this is happening? If yes, put yes. If no, put no. And if in fact we do find that there is massive fraud on a level we have never seen before, as Elon Musk is claiming in U.S. history, What does this mean for the potential funds that we could essentially get back? What does this mean for the solvency of Social Security? What does it mean for the payments, for the checks that people depend on this? Is there potentially going to be an opportunity to enhance the checks? As we have heard Donald Trump say that he wants to end the double taxation. Why do we pay taxes to put in? And then you also got to pay taxes when you pull out. Literally taking from those that need this to help extend the solvency. How does that make any sense? He's saying, no, we need to change all of this. So the next thing that is going to be on Donald Trump's agenda, now that we're bringing Social Security to light, is going to be to stop that double taxation. But again, let me know your thoughts, because as I mentioned, a lot of people not happy about this, saying that they are spreading rumors and false information. Donald Trump and Elon Musk say, no, what we're doing is we are sneaking into these programs now. We are getting in there and we are exposing the mismanagement, the fraud, they're calling it, and the corruption behind the scenes of the federal government. Let me know your thoughts. Are you glad to see this happening? I'm seeing those yeses pouring in. Now, do me a favor, as you drop in yes or no, please take a second and hit that like button for me. Help spread this out further so more people can get the latest updates, as we're hearing the breaking news coming out today that the judge has approved the Social Security probe, and they're going to be targeting these fake autopilot checks that they're claiming, or payments. Now, again, we're not sure if there are massive amounts of payment fraud taking place. I'm sure that there is some forms of fraud, but as we get more information, I'll be sure to keep you up to date. So again, if you appreciate it, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to stay up to date. As I've mentioned, what is unfolding with Social Security right now is massive. This is just the beginning. We're going to see a whole lot more coming out on this. I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel. So subscribe to stay up to date on everything. It's totally free. Why not? And also, oh, thank you, Freedom, for the $5 super chat. That also helps as well. Says there was massive unemployment checks set out to people in prisons during COVID. I'm sure that it was the same error for Social Security for many decades. And yes, we've heard that there are actually individuals where the maybe their parents or whoever had passed away, but it wasn't reported or something. Checks still go out. People are still collecting these falsely. All sorts of various things that could unfold here. So we are just getting started on this, and we're going to see where this goes. Now, I know a lot of people are very happy to see that we are finally seeing some movement on Social Security. For the last administration, over the past 4 years, we have seen a lot of unfulfilled promises. We saw those overpayments that were being done by the Social Security Administration, Kilolo Kijikazi doing essentially nothing, not even offering an apology. They were requesting tens of thousands of dollars, in some cases over hundreds of thousands of dollars, from people that they were overpaying at the fault of the Social Security Administration, then garnishing their checks to take it back. We saw then Martin O'Malley come in. Now we had Michelle King come in, and now we are hearing that she has stepped aside, and they are trying to get down to the root of these issues. And like I said, the previous administration had promised $200 per month increases across the board, SSI, SSDI. Biden saying everybody should have more. We are not sending out enough to people. Bernie Sanders provided that legislation in the Social Security Expansion Act, proposing exactly just that, but Biden did not get on board. A lot of people feeling like a lot of the promises that were made by the Biden administration unfulfilled, particularly Social Security. We had heard that this was going to be coming to the forefront along with that child tax credit. We did see the child tax credit kind of make its way up, but not Social Security. Kind of fell to the wayside. And just recently, after 4 years, we finally saw a piece of legislation come to the forefront and get passed, the Social Security Fairness Act. However, people are saying that is not enough. And that Fairness Act that got passed, we're hearing the implementation, they're saying, might take over a year. They're saying this is not acceptable. Those that depend on these benefits, they need to get those benefits, and they need to get them now. So let me go ahead, though, and get you caught up on the latest. We're going to take a look at the articles, take a look at what the judge has ruled, and some video footage to get you caught up on everything. And like I said, if you appreciate that, hit that like button, subscribe. These articles are going to be linked down below. And in addition to that, wanted to share with you an opportunity that I think is going to be extremely beneficial. Take a look at this with me very quickly here so you can see this.
Now, I know I talk a lot about gold on my channel, but silver is also a great investment metal, and I'm hearing a lot of experts say that it is also a smart investment and a great opportunity. This year, silver prices rose 43%, and it still has a long way to climb. Why? We're seeing the largest silver supply deficit in over 20 years due to the building of more data centers, rolling out more solar panels, and producing more electric vehicles than ever before. Silver is critical to all of this. In fact, without silver, there is no solar power. But here's the kicker. Silver has been in a supply deficit for the past 2 years, and it's getting worse. There simply isn't enough silver coming out of the ground to meet demand. So for an investor like myself, silver is a simple supply and demand story. As the world pushes towards cleaner energy and smarter tech, the demand for silver will continue to skyrocket and the price should continue to go higher. Now, if you want to learn more about silver, call my friends at Lear Capital. Get their Sky High Silver Report. Call 1-800-411-2430 or go to learram.com. Again, call 1-800-411-2430 or go to learram.com. It's free information, no obligation to purchase. Learn how to take possession of your metals and have it stored for you, or simply roll over a portion of your 401k or IRA into physical silver. It's easy to do, and there's no tax penalty to do so. Call 1-800-411-2430 or go to learram.com. Also ask how you can get up to $15,000 in bonus silver with a qualifying purchase. And again, call 1-800-411-2430 or go to learram.com.
There you have it, you guys, and thank you to Lear for sponsoring this video. And if you missed it before, I wanted to share with you guys, last time I had Kevin Demerit on the show, and he actually offered, if you get an account, they will deposit $250 into it for you for signing up. So that was huge. Actually, I can't remember how much it was. I think it was $250. Extremely generous if you sign up, and you get free guides and information on investing in gold and silver. So again, check that out. I'm going to pin that in the comments right after this is over, and it's also in the description if you are interested in investing in gold or silver. So thank you to Lear Capital for sponsoring today's video. But let's go ahead and take a look at this information so that way I can get you caught up on the ruling and what is going on with Social Security. So take a look, you guys. The judge has rejected the state's request for restraining order against Musk and Doge. Here is what to know. Now it says a federal judge has denied a request from 14 states for a temporary restraining order blocking Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge, from accessing data and firing federal workers. So Doge is going into Social Security. 14 states came and said, we want to stop him from accessing this. They filed this, and then the judge said, nope, we're going to allow him to go ahead. Now, but said she is considering whether Musk's unchecked authority is constitutional, as criticism of Musk's increasingly powerful agency builds. So she is saying he has unchecked authority, it feels like. So I'm not really sure if I'm totally on board with this, but I am denying these 14 states that are saying to block him. Now, here it is, timeline today, February the 18th. U.S. District Judge Tanya Kutkin denied a request for a restraining order against Musk and Doge from 14 states that would have blocked the agency from firing federal workers or accessing federal data. Chutkin said the states did not show that they would suffer imminent, irreparable harm, though she did say in the ruling the plaintiff legitimately call into question what appears to be the unchecked authority of an unelected individual and an entity that was not created by Congress and over which it has no oversight. So she is saying the concern, though, is that Doge and Elon Musk, it's a little bit unchecked. She said there needs to be some checks and balances for Elon Musk as he goes through these federal agencies. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But we're hearing that Elon Musk, he is focusing on Social Security, and he's saying out of all the federal agencies they're going through, what they're seeing right now with this, it is massive. It is the biggest potential fraud that they have ever seen, and we're hearing that there's potentially, they're saying autopilot checks going out to people that are dead, should not be receiving checks. They're saying autopilot. There are somebody filing refunds. These are some of the potential claims. Again, they are saying there is mismanagement. Elon Musk is going as far as saying fraud. We will see I will keep you up to date. But let's take a look at some videos so that way you can see it for yourself, what they are claiming is going on. All of these coming out today.
And we are awaiting a decision from a federal judge on a request to block Elon Musk and Doge from accessing data at several federal agencies or from firing workers there. She's set to rule this morning. And joining us now is Fox News contributor Jonathan Turley, a constitutional law attorney and a professor at George Washington University. President Trump's likely to win these cases, but the Democrats are like, it's the only card they have to play, so they're taking it to the courts.
I agree, Dana. I mean, this is a level of denial that borders on delusion. I mean, this is a person who was elected by the majority of voters on a platform to reduce the size of government and to root out waste. Well, you got to look at the books. You got to look at the receipts. You need to have designated people go in there and take a look at where this money's going. Now, a trial judge can certainly try to stop that, but that judge will be quickly reversed, in my view. He is well within his Article 2 powers.
Right. So I guess we'll wait to see on that. But the other thing is, you think that Judge Chukin, who knows Trump from other cases, one of the things judges don't want to do is they don't want to be reversed.
That's right. I mean, she has received a great deal of criticism about her handling of the Trump case, and also statements she made before she was given that case about President Trump. I don't know how really that impacts her. I think the greatest weight on her shoulders is the fact that, in my view, the constitutional lines here are clear. He must have this authority as the head of the executive branch. And for a court to effectively micromanage that authority really runs against centuries of precedent.
Okay, I want to also ask you about this because you have a new column out. Let me show you the headline here. Vance rightly excoriates Europe. What values are we defending? And then let me just read something from him, because this is based on his speech that he gave last week. He said, even if you disagree with me substantively, these institutions have revealed themselves to be so...
All right, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it there because I want to stay focused on the Social Security as they're kind of changing topics there. But let me go ahead and switch over to some more updates that are coming out regarding Doge and the autopilot checks they're saying. And they're saying that this is in the crosshairs. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Welcome back. A federal judge skeptical over a 14-state effort to block Doge from accessing federal data. Judge Tanya Chutkan doubting claims from 14 attorneys general that Doge's actions are a threat to democracy, saying she's seen no evidence they are actually causing harm. She's expected to rule on this case later today. I spoke with House Republican Conference Chairwoman Lisa McClain on Sunday Morning Futures about Democrats' reaction to Doge's findings.
And that's why you see the Democrats losing their mind, because we're actually uncovering all of this waste, fraud, and abuse. And they're losing their minds. Why? Because we're uncovering it. And they're actually advocating for us to continue the wasteful spending. And there's a lot of fear-mongering right now that's going on. Listen, I believe that there are a lot of savings and efficiencies that we can find before we have to touch mandatory spending. But let's not confuse savings with cuts, and let's not confuse reforms with cuts. Our goal is to make sure that we give the money and the programs to the people who need it most.
Sure.
I'm hard pressed to believe that government runs so efficiently that there's not any savings that we can find.
Joining me now is New York Post columnist and Fox News contributor Miranda Devine. Miranda, great to see you. Thanks so much for being here, and you've written so much about this. Your reaction to how the Democrats are reacting to Doge.
Good morning, Maria. Look, I just am baffled by them. I think that this is a very popular issue. Part of Elon Musk's remit into going into these government departments is to modernise their technology, and he's shown in so many different ways how antiquated it is, you know, going back to the 1960s. He's uncovered along the way so much, you know, waste and potential fraud and certainly abuse. All these social security numbers for people that either are too old to be alive or just don't exist. That's something that opinion polls are starting to show that the American public is behind. So the Democrats don't seem to have got their act together. They don't seem to have a leader. They don't have a proper message. All they are is rejecting and obstructing everything that Donald Trump is trying to do, even when it's as popular as what Doge is doing. So I'm not surprised that they were pushed back in a federal court because really their arguments are hysterical and threadbare.
I mean, it's just incredible what Elon Musk is saying. And, you know, when he posted all of this, Miranda, and he said having tens of millions of people marked in Social Security as alive at 150, 130, whatever it is, when they are definitely dead is a huge problem. So, I mean, how is this possible that these checks are just on automatic pilot and they just keep going out? He puts the whole list together. There was one person in the Social Security Administration record that was receiving benefits. He was 360 years old, okay? And then you've got thousands, hundreds of thousands, 150, 160, 130. To be clear, I Googled the oldest person in the United States is 114 years old right now. But still, I mean, it's just crazy. Your thoughts?
It really is crazy. And I mean, all that money going out, and there's been no visibility by the government on where it's going. No wonder we're in terrible debt and deficit.
Right.
It's the first time Donald Trump is the first president who's actually really trying to get to grips with this problem. And he's brought in the #1 expert in the world. You could not find anyone better than Elon Musk to come in with his big brain and his tech knowledge and his team of, you know, high IQ kids to actually try and sort out this enormous problem.
Right.
And I can't think of anyone better to have done it. And we are incredibly lucky that someone like Elon Musk is willing to roll up his sleeves and do this for nothing. And he doesn't need money. People are absurdly accusing him of doing this for his own personal benefit. He's the richest man in the world.
Right. It's just ridiculous. And, you know, I mean, it's everybody knows if you're balancing your own budget or you're balancing, you know, the state or the country's budget, the first thing to do is to stop digging the hole and understand clearly what you're spending on. So it's bizarre to think that the Democrats are going to come up with this idea, well, yeah, you can cut fraud, abuse, and waste without actually looking at where the money is going. I also have to ask you about Europe because VP J.D. Vance gave quite the speech in Munich.
All right, there you guys have it. And let me know your thoughts on this. And I got to say, this is just, I just want to take a second to just give some opinion. So I try to differentiate between what is news reporting and what's opinion. And that is, I got to agree with her right there at the end that there are these claims that Elon Musk is trying to dip into Social Security and get his hands on it so that way he can help himself to the money or to checks or donors to the party or something like that, which to me just, it sounds absolutely absurd in my opinion, because he's literally the richest man in the world, depending on how the stock market's doing. It's either him or Jeff Bezos, right? $440 billion. When you understand that it takes 1,000 millions to get to a billion. Most people just want to get to 1 million, but it's 1,000 to get to a billion. And then he's got 450 billion. To me, it's like, you really think that he's trying to dip in and get some cash out of Social Security? I might be wrong, but I don't think that that is the motivation. I think that he legitimately wants to make an impact. I think when you have that much money, you want to try to, you know, change the world. It might be for pride. Who knows? Let me know your thoughts. What is the motivation of Elon Musk? But I don't think that it is to dip his hands into the retirement accounts of the elderly that need to collect these checks. I honestly don't think it is. Let me know. Do you agree or disagree? Put an A if you agree. Put a D if you disagree. Put an A if you think that Elon Musk is actually trying to clean up and get rid of corruption and trying to clean out the federal government's agencies, or put a D if you disagree and you think, no, he's just greedy, he's the richest man, and he just wants to get richer. Maybe his goal is to hit $1 trillion before he dies. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Again, just Steve's opinion. You can choose to agree or disagree. I'm totally okay with either. Just wanted to share that thought. But let's go ahead and take a look at some more articles so that way you can get some more information. As they were saying, regardless, you don't need to be concerned. Take a look at this article right here coming out. It says, Social Security is Doge's new target. What you need to know. Now it says here, Social Security. The government program, put on the books back in 1935, is in the focus at Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge, which over the weekend reportedly requested access to information about Social Security recipients. That request prompted the resignation of Acting Commissioner Michelle King, as I let you know this morning, who had worked for the agency for more than 30 years. It also comes on the heels of billionaire Elon Musk's claims that the Doge has uncovered massive governmental fraud at this agency, alleging 150-year-olds were fraudulently receiving Social Security benefits. Musk and his team at Doge, they have yet to provide evidence to back up those claims yet. So again, they're saying that they are revealing massive mismanagement, but again, yet to actually verify that there is fraud. However, a lot of people, even those that are opposed to Musk being there, saying, yes, it is very likely. We do know that there is fraud taking place. They're going to expose some level of fraud through what is going on, but yet to provide that. So just want to be very clear on that. Now, those actions are prompting concerns among Americans. After all, nearly 73 million older adults rely on their monthly Social Security checks, but experts say now isn't the time to panic, although everyone should be very concerned. It says no one should be panicking, but it's extremely serious, says Nancy Altman, president of the Social Security Works, the nonprofit focused on protecting and expanding Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. They, the Doge, now have access to everything, which means if you applied for disability benefits, they have thousands of pages of medical records. They have earning statements all the way back when. They have access to when you got married or got divorced. The worst case is that they have taken a secure system and made it insecure. That access, says Altman, could open the Social Security system up to hackers who would have a treasure trove of information that could be used to defraud Americans, including older adults. Older people are disproportionately susceptible to scams, said Altman. The data at SSA leaking would make the numbers of scams skyrocket, and if there is an intent to punish perceived enemies, someone could erase your earnings records, making it impossible to collect Social Security or Medicare benefits that you have earned. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is this a concern to you or not? Again, just my personal opinion. I kind of feel like there has been so many data breaches and everybody's information is already out there. In fact, everybody's Social Security number was already put out there before I reported it on it, that we heard that just pretty much everybody's information was released in a leak not too long ago. So I kind of feel like it's already all out there. You need to have identity protection set in place if you don't have it. And so I don't think that this is going to compromise it much more than it already has been. Also, I'm not really too concerned if there's records out there on, you know, your name or your birthday or things like that. Like I said, it's already all out there, but they're raising this alarm in the article. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is a concern, or do you think that it's kind of already been breached? It's out there and we need to put our protections in place. Are you concerned? Put yes. If no, put no. But they're saying that Elon Musk could be the cause of this concern. Now it says, are 150-year-olds really receiving benefits? Well, I think the answer to that would be no, because there are not 150-year-olds in the United States. But they're saying that potentially checks could be going out, or there could be refunds that could be received. The article says that Doge is tasked with ridding the government of fraud and waste, as Musk and his team of engineers pick apart the federal government. They have set their sights on the SSA, claiming benefits are going to thousands of people who are 150 years of age or older. Now, on the face of it, that screams fraud, but experts point out it's most likely a quirk of the SSA's antiquated coding systems rather than fraudulent checks going out to seemingly dead people. The SSA's benefits system was written in large part on COBOL, a programming language that is 60 years old and wouldn't be familiar to Doge's team of young engineers, reported Wire. So again, this is one of the things as well. Talking about mismanagement. If you missed it, Elon Musk said that there's actually a limestone mine where they keep the records. They do it with manila folders by hand to process all the retirement applications. He said they're only allowed to provide 10,000 new applications or approve them per month. And that is because that's simply what they can do through manual approval by hand in this mine. So he said this is an old antiquated system that was started back in the 1950s. He said, we literally could do anything else and make this more efficient and better and provide a quicker response for those depending on these benefits. In addition to that, as you just read, they're still using COBOL, a programming language that is 60 years old. So, again, whether or not there is fraud, one of the things that's being shed on here, the light is being exposing that the fact that these systems, they need to be updated. Why do we have 400 million accounts in Social Security when we only have 335 million people even alive in the United States? Why has it just been mismanaged and let go for this long? So I think they're saying, hey, regardless, Social Security needs some attention here. COBOL does not have a data type, which means some of the implementations rely on a system where dates are coded to a reference point. If a date is missing, the most commonly used data point is May 20, 1875, and therefore all of the entries for 2025 missing a date would be displayed as an age of 150. So they're saying that that's why there are 6 million people registered around the age of 150. Even if it wasn't a coding error, Alicia Monell, director of the Center for Retirement Research at Boston College, says that based on the numbers being flouted by Doge, it would amount to 40% of all beneficiaries being in this age group, which she says makes no sense. Yes, Social Security has some overpayments, but it's less than most insurance companies, says Monell, noting that overpayments are less than 1% of a total benefits. Nobody wants to damage that system. My hope is the mucking is done very carefully, and I'm calm and optimistic in terms of no harm to Social Security. The SSA Inspector General reported from 2023 highlights that issue. It says that 98% of people ages 100 or older in the Social Security Administration's database were not in receipt of benefits, but that the database wouldn't be updated because it was too costly to fix. So they know there's a problem. They're just kind of letting it sit because they're saying it would take up too much time, money, and effort to go ahead and get it updated. There are mistakes, there are errors, there are inefficiencies in these systems that need to be cleaned up. But there isn't any evidence that people born in the 1920s are receiving benefit checks. It's a question of clearing the data, and most people are supportive of that, said Mel Casey, a senior portfolio manager at FBB Capital Partners. Everybody recognizes every part of government can use a little tidying up. The approach the administration is taking is very confrontational. It's a big tech approach. Move fast and break things, and that doesn't sit well with the government agencies that move at a slower pace. Wow. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Sounds like there's some management issues here, but they're kind of making excuses for it, and they're saying, well, you big business people are moving too fast. The government moves very slow. Don't come in and be too aggressive. It kind of sounds like they're making excuses for it. Let me know your thoughts. So anyways, what this means to you. While it's understandable for older adults to be concerned, Casey said that he is telling clients that while changes to Social Security are undoubtedly coming over the long term, given the funding issues with the government programs, what Doge is doing today shouldn't have an impact on the benefits of older adults. So again, they're saying not to be too concerned. The changes would affect future beneficiaries as opposed to current beneficiaries, says Casey, who urges adults to stay the course when it comes to their Social Security claiming strategies. Seniors vote more reliably than younger folks, and it would be politically unpopular to try to take away something that is core part of retirement. It would be politically self-defeating. So there you have it. And again, that is one of the things that I think that there is bipartisan support that Social Security needs to be taken care of, but we also need it to be managed correctly, and we need those that are depending on it to receive it. It needs to be there for them. Now, we are seeing articles like this coming out, Social Security warning that there could be interruptions. And as I mentioned earlier in my video, it is because the top Social Security official left after Elon Musk and her butted heads this weekend. He was trying to gain access, and she was so upset, she just said, forget it, and she walked away. Now, in addition to that, take a look at this. We're hearing that Elon Musk and Doge, Social Security is not it. This is not the end of it. This is just the beginning. There is more on the way, but there are a lot of people that are opposed to this and protests taking place around the nation. Take a look at this video footage.
Waste. Well, the numbers are just incredible. Liz Peek, let's get into it. Elon Musk posted this graphic on X showing how many people in what age group there are accepting these Social Security checks. It's just pretty incredible that you see ages 110 to 119, 3.6 million. If you're 120 to 129, 3.5 million. I mean, last time I checked, Liz, there was no one in America that's 140 years old.
But if there is someone 140 years old, Maria, they sure deserve Social Security payments, and I'm all for it. Look, there are two astonishing things here. Number one, that this sloppiness and the fraud and waste has gone on for so long. Obviously, this is not something that happened overnight. It is incredible to me that people working in our government have had such laziness, such inertia, that they have never even bothered to look at these numbers that apparently are pretty easy to find. Number two, what's really incredible is that anyone is objecting to this because, as Caroline Levitt pointed out, this isn't just about hauling in all those illegal and fraudulent and wasteful payments. It is about making sure that if you're 60 years old, you're going to get Social Security payments from a healthy institution for the next many years. So how can anyone object to this? I have no idea.
Well, I think, Cheryl, the Democrats are objecting to it because they're embarrassed. They've been supposedly stewards of our economy and stewards of our government for how many years, depending on who you're talking about, and this has been happening on their watch.
The agency's been asleep at the wheel, and I think that is where I'm so glad you brought this up, because it's the system. You know, the why did this happen? And actually, Elon Musk did post about it. He said that the logic flow diagram for the Social Security system looks insane. All capital letters, he wrote, Maria. He says no other person actually knows how it works. You need to get forensic accounting. You need to get programmers. You need to get people from Doge, that team. You need to get experts on technology and algorithms and accounting systems in there. Why that has never happened in all the decades that you've had thousands of reports about Social Security fraud, about checks that just kept going to somebody's residence after they'd passed away. I mean, come on, Maria. It's just, I can't believe we're finally addressing this. Like, I'm happy.
For so many years, Chris, that's all you heard from politicians. You know, we have to get rid of fraud, abuse, and waste. And yet, what? They didn't actually go and look to see where the money was going?
This bloated bureaucracy is just so... The idea that somehow some nameless bureaucrat could do a better job than Elon Musk is absurd. And the fact that where are these directors of Social Security been? This is the first thing you check in your first day. Are we paying anybody we shouldn't be? It's millions and millions of dollars. They keep talking about the viability of Social Security. That's the first thing you should have done instead of talking about raising taxes and cutting benefits. This should have been number one. So, I mean, these people should be ashamed of themselves.
And of course, right now, we've got the debate over how to cut, you know, to come up with offsets to actually afford President Trump's agenda, being money for the border, money for defense. And, you know, and they're talking about cutting into mandatory spending. Okay, instead of just going back and looking at where the money is, which is what Elon Musk and Doge are doing from the beginning, they're talking about cutting into mandatory spending. It's just outrageous.
There you have it, you guys. So, man, a lot unfolding with Social Security today. So, as I mentioned to you guys, we have seen in the last 24 hours, 14 states filed against Doge and Elon Musk. The judge came in and said, I am denying your request. The judge rejected it and said that Doge and Elon Musk, they do have the right to go ahead and move forward. But the judge said there needs to be some checks and balances because right now this is unchecked, unrestrained power that Elon Musk is getting. In addition to that, we're hearing that Doge right now, their target is Social Security. If you missed my video earlier today, we're hearing the next target is going to be the IRS. They are going after the Internal Revenue Service, and they're going to be cleaning up there as well. But right now, Social Security, they're saying, is being exposed for potentially the largest, they said, fraud and mismanagement in U.S. history. It is all unfolding right now, February the 18th, 2025. And today, we also saw, February 18th, 2025, warnings about benefit interruptions as we're hearing the top Social Security official left after Musk's team was seeking data access, which now we're hearing they have been approved. And right now they're saying there are a lot of people that are upset with this, saying the tens of millions of dead people that still have accounts with Social Security, they aren't getting Social Security checks despite the claims by Trump and Musk. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you glad to see Elon Musk and Donald Trump doing this? If so, drop a 47 for Donald Trump and the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, and Elon Musk. If not, put a no. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But a lot unfolding with Social Security right now. We're going to be seeing where we go from here. In addition to that, Donald Trump wants to end double taxation so that way people can get bigger checks. And if you like the sound of that and you appreciate the updates, do me a favor. If you haven't done so yet, please take a second, hit that like button. Literally just need 15 more likes to get us to 1,000 likes while we are live right now. So, like I said, a lot unfolding. I'll continue to keep you guys up to speed. If you missed my last video, check it out. And also, again, thank you to today's video sponsor. They were funding accounts the last time I checked of up to $250 when you open up an account with Lear to get gold and silver investments. So if you're interested, they also got free guides to help you out. You can call. Great people. I love investing with them. Check them out if you haven't done so. But you guys, that is the latest. I'll keep you up to speed. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Hit that like button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, you guys. God bless.